guys, welcome back to the Sami Spotlight. Today we'll be interviewing Ashley about softball and South Salem High School. So Ashley, when did you start softball?
I started playing softball when I was around 6 years old. Probably could go back to when I was like 4, but realistically couldn't really hold a softball, so I'd say 6.
Yeah. Did you do t-ball?
I did. I did 1 year t-ball and then a little bit of Little League before I joined my first club team.
What was the first club team that you joined?
It was the Stars, the Salem Kaiser Stars, out of Kaiser.
What was it like playing at such a young age?
It was a really cool opportunity. I think there wasn't a lot of teams out there. We definitely played some of the same teams over and over again. There wasn't a lot of travel or anything, but our coach was definitely developing our skills early. We were stealing on teams. They didn't really know what that was. We were bunting, just doing things that a lot of 10-year-olds wouldn't. So I thought it was a really great early jump to my career.
Do you think that helped you develop a lot quicker than other softball players?
Yeah, I definitely think so, because we would have coaches coming up to us after the game asking our coach to teach their team how to slide and steal and stuff like that. So yeah, we definitely felt pretty cool doing that. But
when you got older, what kind of club team did you try to get on?
I definitely actually tried to get on the Vandals for a while. Yeah.
The Vandals?
I think that was a pretty big one, but so many girls wasn't the right fit for me. So I ended up joining my second team, which was, there's a lot of teams, which was probably the Junior Olies. Yeah.
Which were the orange people?
The Sprague youth team. So that wasn't the smartest, but South didn't have a youth team, so it was the next best option.
When did you start playing for the Titans?
I started playing for the Titans when I was 14 years old, and I had picked up for them the year prior before joining their team, and I played for them for 3 to 4 years.
What was that like?
It was a really cool opportunity, good experience. I loved my coach. Her name was Ashton. She was great.
I love Ashton.
I know.
She's the best.
She's so sweet. Yeah, I loved picking up for her team. Her energy was amazing. She had really good insight because she played at the collegiate level, which was the first coach I had ever had that played at the collegiate level. So it was really cool because I wanted to be her for a while.
Yeah.
So it was a really good role model situation.
Do you still keep in touch with any of your old coaches like that?
I do. One of the coaches is actually one of my friend's mom. So Frankie. Yeah.
Frankie's mom.
Yep. Frankie's mom, Stephanie, was my coach from 6 to probably 12 or 13 years old. She was the one that got me into softball because she wanted to start Frankie with softball and was like, let's just bring Ashley with us. Let's make Frankie a pitcher. Let's make Ashley a catcher and see if that works. And it did work. So she was the biggest reason that I started softball.
Did you play with Frankie on the Titans? Right?
I did, yes. I played with Frankie up until probably 15 years old.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you go to South Salem High School now.
I do. I'm a senior.
How is that going?
High school softball has been one of the best experiences. I definitely speak highly of it, and I'd say it's a whole different world from club softball. A lot of people don't know the world of club softball, but I mean, you know now. I mean, you've had 2 years in it. It's a very different experience.
Yeah.
You're expected to play positions that you've never imagined yourself playing. If you say you're a utility player, you are a utility player. I went in my freshman season, and Coach McCormick said, yeah, I know you're a catcher. I know you're a middle infielder. We're going to put you at third base. Made sense somehow. I don't see it. I don't think he sees that anymore, but I tried it, and that was a really cool opportunity. It helped me gain a lot of skills, and then about halfway through the season, he moved me to second base, which is much more of my home.
Yeah, talking about second base.
Speaking of.
Getting recruited there.
Yeah.
What was it like catching for Rowan?
That was, catching for Rowan was so many emotions. It really was. Those were some of the worst mistakes I've ever made and some of the coolest moments I've ever had, all in the same time. which was really interesting. I think one of the biggest things about Rowan is when I was a freshman, she had a very skilled senior catcher. And so trying to fill that position with not a lot of time or knowledge of Rowan was really difficult, but I definitely grew into it. And I think Rowan's high expectations of her catchers, she held me accountable. If she liked a pitch and I didn't frame it well enough, we definitely talked about it. So I think that helped me set higher standards than I had for myself going into it.
Yeah. With all those up and downs emotions, how did you come back from having a hard game or a hard week?
I think that ties a lot into my sophomore season. Catching for Rowan was definitely my main focus, a lot of defense. I wasn't too focused on offense, which definitely hurt a little bit. I was in a bit of a slump, and I think that was really hard to get out of. But I had some really good seniors and upperclassmen that helped me through it. I think one thing McCormick said to me was, find a mark on your bat and just think about, wonder where that came from. Find some detail on your bat. I know one of the seniors would put a sticker at the top of her bat. So when she'd go into the box, she'd just do her bat spin or whatever, look at her bat and see the sticker. And it just clears your mind. Because if you're thinking mechanics, fix my plane, fix my hands, my stride's not right, instead of just thinking swing the ball. Because you know what's going to happen. You've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people forget is a lot of us have been playing since we were 6. It is natural.
Yeah. Do you think that having McCormick back is going to make you have a great senior season?
Yes, it's already been so amazing. I remember after practice when McCormick told me he was coming back, it was immediate tears. Definitely emotional because my freshman exit conference, he said he would see it through to my senior year and then he'd retire. So him retiring was definitely a bit of a shock, something I wasn't expecting. That was hard. But yeah, it's already been so great. I think he's such a support system for me that I definitely missed last year. Whether it's a bad game or a good game, he's always there. Definitely I always say he's like a grandpa, which is great because it's nice to have someone to look at during the game and just know they have your back no matter what.
Yeah, just the good old guy. Now, going into your club season, how do you think that high school prepared you for a very competitive club?
Yeah, going into this club season or just all my club seasons?
All the higher 18U, travel ball, getting recruited.
Yeah, okay. I think I'd honestly give a lot of credit to Rowan for that. I think I took club ball as it should be, a very fun experience. But around my sophomore year, I got into recruiting. I started talking to a lot of college coaches, and Rowan definitely helped guide me through that. Her and her mom were very informative. I mean, Rowan is now a D1 athlete, so that was really cool to have her to look up to. And I think it just helps me bring a level of competitive to club that I hadn't necessarily had before.
Yeah, that's good. What was it like getting recruited and going through those motions?
Yeah, getting recruited is a whole nother process. It truly is I'd say one of the hardest processes because it is, for someone who doesn't love rejection, it's a lot of rejection.
Yeah.
And that's just the honest truth. Rowan went through it. That was one of the biggest things she told me is you're going to have rejection, and that's just not going to be your school. Yeah. I think I've probably sent a little under 1,000 emails in my time. I mean, since 15 years old, I've been emailing 20 emails a week, if not more. Just trying to find the right fit. And actually, my college was the one to reach out to me first. So that was new. It definitely felt good. Yeah, and that's kind of how I settled on that school. I met the coach. She's a lot like my mom. Gonna say that. That might be a little bit of an issue in the future, but it's also a comfort, especially going so far away.
Yeah, Then let's drop the bomb. Where are you getting committed to?
I will be going to Augsburg University in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a far one.
Yep.
Big city. New
Mall of
adventure.
America.
Mall of America. It's pretty great. I've been there a few times. Love it.
Yeah. What have you gone to visit to see the campus and stuff?
Yes. So I went in August. That was my first unofficial visit. My parents just figured there were enough schools out there that I was talking to that they figured it would be worth it. I toured about 8 schools when I was there. So it was very brief. It was about 2 hours talking to the coach, seeing the campus. That was really great. And then I had narrowed it down to probably 2-3 schools. And then my parents said I had to go back in the winter season, lots of snow, lots of cold weather, before I was allowed to commit. So I went back in December, and it was really cool. I've always been a big fan of snow. I think it's so pretty, and I think it'll be really cool.
Yeah. What are you going to study there?
My plan is something in the field of business. I don't have a super specific idea. For the longest time, I wanted marketing, but I'm starting to enjoy my economics class, international economics, things like that. I could see myself branching out.
So you're just going to be so successful?
I'm going to try them all.
Okay, well, that's it for today. Come back next week for more of Sami Spotlight.